Rolex is a symbol of luxury valued at a staggering $8 billion. Born from the resilience of an orphan stripped of his inheritance, this tale transcends time. With unwavering determination, he escaped his past, embracing a new horizon in a foreign land. Years of tireless effort led him to forge a humble watchmaking business, unaware of the remarkable destiny that awaited. His audacious leap sparked a revolution, propelling him to the forefront of wristwatch innovation, birthing a billion-dollar empire that forever transformed the industry. A series of misfortunes. Hans Wilsdorf is a remarkable individual whose story unfolds with heartache and determination. Born in Kulmbach, Germany on March 22, 1881, Hans was the second son in a family that ran a moderately successful business. Tragedy struck when his mother fell ill and passed away in 1892, followed by the loss of his father a year later, leaving young Hans orphaned at just 12 years old. Hans's family business was sold under the care of his mother's brothers, and the funds were allocated for their education. Reluctantly, he was enrolled in the prestigious Ernestinum Coburg boarding school in Bavaria, Germany. Hans found solace in his studies, excelling in mathematics and languages, mainly French and English. Although initially unhappy with his uncle's decision, he recognized its profound impact on his future success. Amidst the challenges of his childhood, Hans's love for reading and his curiosity about the world blossomed. He became friends with a Swiss boy who regaled him with captivating tales of Les Chaux de Fonds, a renowned city in Switzerland celebrated for its rich watchmaking heritage. Intrigued and inspired, Hans's fascination with the place grew stronger. On my own. At the age of 19, Hans left his boarding school in Germany, driven by a burning desire for a different life. He found himself in Geneva, Switzerland, working as an apprentice for an international pearl exporting company. While there, Hans realized the immense profitability of a business that didn't create, but curated and packaged pearls for jewelers. Eager to uncover their success secrets, he delved deep into their business tactics and collected impressive earnings for his age. Then, a letter arrived, an invitation from a friend to join Kuno Korten, a prestigious watchmaking powerhouse in Les Chaux de Fonds. This was the moment he had been waiting for. Although his current position was financially rewarding, Hans's passion for watches and the allure of Les Chaux de Fonds propelled him forward. In 1900, he made the leap, joining Kuno Korten as an English correspondent and clerk, drawing on his language skills acquired during his school days. He meticulously wound countless pocket watches and ensured their accuracy, immersing himself in the intricacies of watchmaking. However, his time there was short-lived, interrupted by his duty to serve in the German army. After completing his military service at the age of 22, Hans journeyed to London, England, where he assumed a more prominent role in another renowned watch company. Charged with expanding their sales, he dedicated himself wholeheartedly. With each passing day, his knowledge grew, fueling his dream of establishing his own watch business. Amidst his professional endeavors, he met his future wife, Florence Frances May Crotty, and their love story blossomed. Wilsdorf and Davis. There came a pivotal moment when Hans Wilsdorf's vision began to take shape. Together with his wise brother-in-law, Alfred James Davis, they began a profound conversation about life and their aspirations. Hans confided in Alfred, expressing his burning desire to establish his own watch business, but he lacked the necessary capital. Recognizing Hans's unwavering passion, Alfred took a bold leap of faith. In a single handshake, their partnership was sealed, and in 1905, Wilsdorf and Davis Limited was born, destined to become Rolex. Their ambitions soared higher when they joined forces with Swiss watch company Hermann Egler, importing Swiss movements and enclosing them in exquisite watch cases. With an office in Bienne, Switzerland, their partnership flourished. They revolutionized the industry by specializing in distributing affordable timepieces to the masses. However, a challenge loomed over the wristwatch's rise to dominance. At the time, wristwatches were considered feminine and less precise than their bulkier pocket watch counterparts. Driven by his own inconvenience and vision, Hans jumped on a mission to create the perfect wristwatch to redefine timekeeping. He traversed Europe, consulting countless watchmakers, absorbing their knowledge, and honing his craft. Year after year, Hans tirelessly released his own wristwatch designs, meticulously crafting high-quality timepieces for both men and women. Applying the wisdom gleaned from his journey, his company gained traction, swiftly ascending to the upper echelons of the watchmaking industry in England by 1908. Rolex. As he sought to elevate his company's image, Hans embarked on a quest to find the perfect name that exuded class, caught the eye, and transcended language barriers. After much contemplation, he fused 5 letters to create the iconic name, Rolex. Recognizing the brilliance of his creation, Hans wasted no time. In 1908, he officially registered Rolex as a Wilsdorf and Davis Limited trademark. In the following years, Rolex garnered a reputation for crafting exquisite wristwatches of unmatched quality, attracting the attention of discerning individuals. However, the onset of World War I cast a shadow over the business landscape, causing many companies, including watchmakers, to falter. But Rolex emerged unscathed. Its reputation for reliability led scholars to choose Rolex wristwatches over traditional pocket watches, aiding them in precise coordination during military operations. Rolex became synonymous with accuracy and trust. By 1914, Rolex had flourished, employing a workforce of 60 people and boasting impressive office spaces in London. The brand's credibility soared as it secured the first-ever wristwatch rating from Switzerland and a prestigious precision certificate from London's Kew Observatory. Yet, challenges loomed for Hans. In 1914, Britain implemented a hefty 33% tax on companies exporting goods, prompting him to relocate Rolex's headquarters from London to Bienne, Switzerland. The outbreak of war strained relations between Britain and Germany, and Hans sought to distance himself from his German origins. Consequently, he transformed the company's name to Rolex Watch Corporation Limited in 1915, a move that would solidify the brand's identity. In 1919, Rolex further consolidated its presence by relocating its main office to Geneva, where it stands tall to this day. Manufacturing watch movements in Bienne and meticulously verifying their accuracy in Geneva, Rolex's commitment to technical innovation grew stronger. Hans and his team meticulously honed their craft, driven by a singular vision. Patience and determination culminated in a groundbreaking moment in 1926 when Rolex unveiled its crowning achievement, the Rolex Oyster. This extraordinary wristwatch shattered expectations as the world's first waterproof timepiece. Encased in a tightly sealed housing, the Oyster safeguarded the delicate movements, making it impervious to water. Hans, ever the master of timing, waited for the perfect opportunity to unveil this groundbreaking innovation to the world. His creative approach would forever alter the watch industry's course, captivating the watch enthusiast's imagination far and wide. The genius mind of marketing. In 1927, an audacious woman named Mercedes Glitzy aimed to swim across the challenging English Channel, captivating the public's attention. Sensing an opportunity, Hans Wilsdorf encouraged her to wear a Rolex Oyster watch during the daring endeavor. Despite falling short of her goal, the watch emerged unscathed, garnering widespread admiration. Hans seized the moment and placed an advertisement in the London Daily Mail, catapulting Rolex to international fame. To amplify the excitement, he cleverly displayed Rolex Oysters inside fish bowls at dealerships, captivating passerbys with this unique presentation. Building on the momentum, Hans collaborated with British model Evelyn Lane in 1928, showcasing the watches in captivating imagery. The publicity continued as news circulated in 1933 of Rolex Oysters accompanying a historic flight over Mount Everest, with the watches remaining perfectly functional. Similarly, renowned driver Malcolm Campbell's record-breaking speed achievements in 1935 while wearing a Rolex further solidified the brand's reputation for reliability and technical excellence. As Rolex transcended its image as a mere luxury item, people embraced it as a timepiece of exceptional quality and trustworthiness, suitable for everyday wear. The stage was set for Rolex's ascent to prominence as a symbol of both exquisite design and unparalleled reliability. New models. During these times, Rolex continued to fascinate people when they introduced their updated model, the Rolex Oyster Perpetual, in 1931, which was the first ever waterproof and self-winding wristwatch. The previous model of the Rolex Oyster was a great achievement, but the challenge was that you still had to often manually wind the watch, which made it more difficult because of its tight case. You had to unscrew the Oyster crown first, wind it, then rescrew it again. Creating this self-winding watch was a dream that for centuries people tried to perfect, but none were successful. From 1934 to 1940, Hans also produced some high-quality watches outside of the Rolex firm and trademarked it under his own name, but it was discontinued due to the hatred that French, British, and US markets had for Germany. Even with all his achievements, Hans would sometimes struggle to make his way in the market and had to put double the effort to make a successful company due to his German name. When World War II broke out, Rolex took a hard hit. It became difficult and expensive to export products outside of Switzerland to some other big markets in Europe. Hans was frustrated with the situation, and to add to his bad luck, another tragedy followed. His wife passed away in 1944. To commemorate his wife, he established the Wilsdorf Foundation, a charity organization for social causes. Something to mention shortly, before Hans' death, he transferred 100% ownership of Rolex to the Wilsdorf Foundation, which still owns and controls Rolex to this day. Therefore, Rolex will never go public or be sold, nor will they ever pay any taxes because it's essentially a charity. As soon as World War II finished, Rolex started to take off and tremendously. To give you an idea, in 1946, Rolex had sold its 50,000th certified Rolex chronometer, which they started certifying 20 years earlier. By the next year, in 1947, their sales reached their 100,000th certified Rolex chronometer, doubling their sales from the past 2 decades in a single year. Its success was backed up from his new model that was released in 1945, the Rolex Datejust, the first waterproof self-winding wristwatch to indicate the date of the month on the dial. This was followed by another revolutionary model nearly 10 years later, the Rolex Day-Date, the first waterproof and self-winding wristwatch to not only include the date of the month, but also the day of the week. These types of watches are still seen to this day, which is often the standard for the normal use of wristwatches. During the 1950s, Rolex kept releasing a series of innovative watches, the most legendary being the Rolex Submariner, introduced in 1953. It was the first deep-diving waterproof wristwatch that could reach 100 meters deep in the ocean without getting dysfunctional. Hans Wilsdorf died in the year 1960. Following his death, Rolex started to approach itself as the luxury brand it is today. The company focused their marketing more toward being an exclusive watch collection for people of high society, which worked. Another factor to consider is that in 1985, Rolex started to manufacture their watches with 904L, a very durable and expensive steel, becoming the first watch to ever do so, which is one of the reasons for their expensive prices today. Rolex remains as the most recognizable watch brand in the world. Today, his legacy shines through every individual proudly sporting a Rolex timepiece. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more captivating stories. Until next time.